It's all looking good here. Good evening. Happy Sunday night. This is Tara with Tarabeth Stamps. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in mid-Missouri. And tonight we're going to use the, oh, hey Karen, thanks for joining. We're going to use the Earthen Elegance, Earthen Texture, Sweet Bundle. So this, I'm going to be honest, is a set that I did not think I was going to love. So, hey Carol, thanks for joining. I hope the weather's better out your way. Hey Mary. I didn't love this suite in the beginning, but I've seen more cards with it, so I got it. Hey Johnny, thanks for joining. So I decided to go ahead and get it, and man, this is beautiful. This is a fun set to play with. So today we're going to do a Joyfold card. So there we go. That's what we're doing. Oh, thanks, Mary. I'm glad you like it. So this is just a gorgeous set. I am going to change this around just a little bit because once I got done with it, I thought I could use some of the DSP for the backing instead. I was planning on stamping some of the foliage that's in the stamp set, but I didn't, with us doing just the Joyfold portion. Hey, Merritt, thanks for joining. I didn't feel like I had enough space to use those, so we're going to do something a little bit different. So let's get started. Now, all of the directions as well as the dimensions will be on my blog tomorrow. So the first thing we're going to do is bring out a couple of things that I've pre-cut. So this is a piece of pecan pie cardstock. Ooh. That I have cut with the Stylish Shapes dies. So that's these guys over here. So this is a standalone set if you don't have it. Hey Susan, thanks for joining. If you don't have it, this is gonna need to be one of your go-to things. It is great for borders. It's great with just the basic shapes, the squares and the circles. You'll get a lot of good out of that, and it's gonna be something that you need. Okay, we are going to take my copper clay stamp set, and I'm just going to ink up the sentiment and give it a whirl, and that's not too bad, so we're going to go with that. And then I'm going to take, I use just the copper clay ink tonight. That's all I'm using. And I've got a piece of Very Vanilla, and this is measured at 2 7/8 by 3 7/8, I believe. And I'm going to stamp that vase just on the corner, and you can see that I let part of it go off. I'm going to bring out my envelope and go ahead and stamp that vase as well, doing the same thing with that copper clay. All right, let's set that over there. And then we're going to do the inside sentiment with the copper clay as well. And once again, this is one of those colors that I really didn't think I was going to love. I think I'm along with a lot of other people, but I'm getting a lot of use out of it. I do think it's absolutely lovely. So that's really all the stamping that we're going to do today. So I'm going to let those over, kind of let that dry, because that is a darker pigment ink. It does take a little bit to dry. Mary, copper clay is really growing on me as well. It is lovely. So out here, I have 2 pieces of copper clay cardstock. This is measuring 4 1/4 by 7 1/2, and I've scored it at that 5 1/2 marker. And this is a piece of 3 by 8. I think it's 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. 3 by 8, and it's scored at 4. So this is going to be your flap that opens. Hey Karen, thanks for joining. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold that at the score line and give it a nice burnish. And then we'll do the same with the flap that goes down. So this is a Joyfold card, if I haven't said that yet. These are super easy fun folds. They're easy, they're beautiful. They're one way that you can use just a little bit of your cardstock. If you're running shy, you can definitely use that smaller piece. Okay. So I'm taking some of the coordinating cardstock and just adhering it to the back side of that. And this is with the Earthen Elegance set. And let's talk a little bit about this DSP. Let's throw this away over here. So these are just gorgeous pieces that you can use. As you can tell, I use this piece to cut my vases out. So so many of these pieces you can just use to create these gorgeous vases, and all you need is the die cuts and the paper. That's it. You can see I cut the larger one with this. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that away, but I had been saving it. But this paper is absolutely beautiful. The earth tones are just perfect. Okay, so let's see here. Now I have this piece of DSP that we're going to glue on that flap that's going to go down. So I'm just taking a little bit of Stampin' Seal and running it along the edges. Can you see all this dog hair? Oh my goodness. It's just flying up all over the place. 'Tis the season for your dog to be shedding everywhere. All right. And put this inside panel on the inside flap. And then we can go ahead and adhere that down to the card base. So make sure we've got it set right there. So as you can tell, this is a really quick fun fold to put together. So this is one of the easier fun folds in my opinion. Hey Janet, thanks for joining. All right, so I'm going to give one little extra strip of Stampin' Seal because this is going to be an interactive piece, and I always like to use plenty of adhesive when I have a little interactive piece. I'm either going to use this or I'm going to use tear tape. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to line this up, making sure that I'm getting it fairly even on this side, and then it's nice and straight. Then I'm going to fold it down and make sure that we've got it right there even before I pinch that down. Perfect. All right, so that fun fold is going to go like this with your little flap. So now let's create the front. So as I said, I'm going to use this, it's actually the back side of what I'm using on the back there. That's so lovely. And it's got that pebbled path color, which is absolutely another earthy tone, but so pretty. Oops, hold on, hold on. Whoop, stop what you're doing here. You're getting ahead of yourself. I forgot my ribbon. So let me cut just a piece of ribbon here. Make sure I got a long enough piece here. And on this wavy trim ribbon, I have found that if you cut right in the center, it doesn't fray out so bad. So with my ribbon, I usually go ahead and leave the Scotch tape on the outside there and roll it up. That way it doesn't, when it goes across the room flying, you don't lose all of your ribbon. All right, so now that I have that seal there, I'll just go ahead and use it to hold my ribbon down. So I'm just going to wrap this down around about the bottom, I don't know, maybe 20% of the card. Just right there down at the bottom. So that ribbon will be there. So it's nice and sticky now. So now we'll go ahead and put that on there. I almost forgot the ribbon. And the ribbon is so pretty. Okay. So there we go. All right, so now we have our sentiment here that we've already got stamped. And I'm going to use some mini dimensionals. And the reason that I'm going to use the minis is because this ribbon is going to be kind of up and top. So I'm actually going to put my dimensionals right on the card base. That way I can kind of go down below the ribbon a little bit. And then I can put one just a little ways down and put it on the bottom. So you see what I'm doing? I'm just kind of working this around because that strip's not very wide, but I definitely don't want my ribbon there we go. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and set that right there and seal it down. Maybe I'll shimmy it down just a little bit. There we go. So there's our sentiment right on the front. All right, so the ribbon's gonna kind of holding it down with your Stampin' Dimensionals. Okay, so as you saw before, I cut some DSP with the dies, and I absolutely, this is my favorite piece. I think I have 4 packages of this paper, and I'm down to the last piece in all of the papers with that one, because I just absolutely love that one so much. Okay, so I took the back side, this, and I cut, with the die cuts, this little, like, decorative portion. But I put some adhesive sheets on the back of it first. So I'm going to have to, here it is, take your pick tool to help get me that adhesive sheet back, the backing off. And I'm just going to peel this away. And the reason I use that is because this is super intricate. And I wanted this to be on my vase. So I'm going to line this up because I want it to be straight. And I'm just going to line it up like that. And obviously some of it's going to hang off because that's bigger than what it has to be. So I'm going to take my snips. I'm just going to follow that line and cut it right on off. Then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And then that gives you your decorative vase on that just solid color. So this is going to be in the back. So I'm probably just going to take some, you know, I think I'm going to use liquid adhesive for this stuff. All right. I'm going to pick this up with my tweezers. Just give a little bit of glue there. And I'm going to kind of weed it down there just a little bit. And I do like it better with the DSP backing. What do you guys think? I think the DSP is going to make it. All right, then we're going to use Stampin' Dimensionals on this guy. I'm getting lots of hearts, so you guys must, hey Amy, thanks for joining, no big deal. So I like the DSP better than the Very Vanilla. Okay, and we're just giving there we go. Maybe, maybe not. There we go. All right. And then we're going to peel this down. This way my vases are not like floating out in the air. I'm really not a fan of cards where, you know, your stuff is like floating everywhere. And I kind of want to push that one way down. Actually, what we're going to do is I'm going to trim the bottom of it because I want it to be a third height. I don't want them to, you know, 2 of them to be the same height. So we're going to wheel this down a little bit. There we go. All right, so that's that. And now all we are going to do is add some of the adhesive back solid gems. So this is the pack that comes with the Fresh as a Daisy set. But I love the fact that the copper clay matched. And I like these a little better than I tried the in color pearls or whatever they are for this one, and I liked these better. All right, so there's the card. How cute is that? This is an elegant card, if you ask me. So pretty, just a gorgeous card telling somebody thanks for being an awesome human being, you know, and we just don't tell people that enough. So I feel like this is a gorgeous set that would be perfect for anybody's wheelhouse. And now we're going to make the envelope and finish it up so we're not doing anything crazy. And this paper is just, like I said, those earthy tones, I didn't think I was going to love them, but they really are growing on me. And the more I work with them, the more I am loving it. And I'm kind of with Mary. I think copper clay is my favorite of all the new colors. Pebbled Path is pretty close too. All right, next week I am traveling for work, so I won't be here, so I do apologize. but I will be back the following week. Thanks so much for joining me tonight, and I will see you back here in 2 weeks. Have a great week.